very interesting training sessions about cultural diversity and its importance. We received several guidance sessions related to resume writing, job interview skills, networking tips, and many others.
My motivation of the establishment of the Advancing New Canadian Women in Technology is to empower the role of women having degrees in the fields of engineering, information technology, and computer science. And this is exactly aligned with the general direction of Ontario government, where they called for the 30 by 30 initiative. 30 by 30 initiative targets the increase of women licensed in engineering, newly licensed as professional engineers of Ontario, to increase from 15% right now to 30% by the year of 2030. While I was doing the research around the establishment of my program back 2015, I found that a big pool of, or a large pool of immigrants coming to Canada are actually skilled immigrants. So that exactly adjusts the seek of the program. The goal of the program is to bridge the immigrants ladies with technical background already, so they have been trained in engineering, computer science back homes outside of Canada, to bridge them to a Canadian job market to work in their fields, like engineer in training or technicians, to help them in the near future to find jobs in their fields. Exactly.
My role really is about connecting programs like this to a broader network across the country. So there's groups like yours in other universities and other provinces who are working in the same way to try to promote newcomer women. And it's a really important topic to myself. I'm a daughter of immigrants and two immigrant engineers.
My name is Dania. I'm new to Canada. I came to Canada 10 months ago. And since I came here, I was looking for like a job opportunity. And I started to send my resume here and there, and then I found that this method is not really efficient. So I decided to start volunteering, and I heard about the program. In the beginning, I was planning to participate in this program, and then I applied for project management program at Algonquin, and I got my field placement. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do this as a volunteer, and I will help Dr. Sausan to help all these professional ladies to get into Canadian job market. So this was the start. I have engineering background and business background. I have MBA, and currently I'm pursuing project management at Algonquin.
So this is the second cohort that I'm working with, and it's honestly been such a pleasure and an honor because I really believe in this program. So last year we had a success story with Oyachi, who's right here. We were able to connect her with Elizabeth from the Fisheries and Oceans federal government, which is amazing, right? Because sometimes that may be a bit of a challenge depending on your status, but it worked out well. And I think we might hear one of you speak later on. Also this year, I was able to connect Robert Hartley from the CBSA with the group. In fact, last Friday we had a panel, like an employer panel. So we had Robert from the CBSA come, and Carolina come from Kinaxis, and then we also had Melissa from Innova Post. So that was a great way for the students to connect with these employers, and the students were able to ask a series of questions, and there was a lot of good networking going on there. I hope that everyone enjoyed it. And I know there were some CVs that were passed along, so hopefully that will turn into some actual hiring for you.
I have learned so many things. I have learned the right process for a job application, including how to write a resume targeted to the job you want to apply for, how to write a nice cover letter. I learned important tips for a job interview. I have learned how to apply for my engineering license and how to register for an EIT as a first step.
As you know, Canada is a country of immigrants, and our immigrants are highly educated, and that's probably the way many of you came here. And I think employers will be very happy to have you work with them. As you know, there's a bit of a
disconnect at first that we saw with Lionel Laroche about how you interact with employers. And I think you remember that graph about the social skills and the technical skills. So hopefully with a lot of the activities you had over the course of the program, you start to understand that a little bit more, and networking becomes a little more easier for you.
So I did 6 sessions. 3 of them were under the title The Resume Clinic, and it was a one-on-one review with each of the candidates on how their resume is actually being presented. Does it really reflect their skills and their experience? And I was happily surprised to see that a lot of them actually have a lot of experience, and even the ones who just have graduated freshly from university, they have a lot of knowledge and working experience within their studies. So there were 3 one-on-one resume clinics, but then another 3 sessions. One of them was the career evolution, really a unique way to encourage the newcomers into looking at how they fit within the Canadian society, reshaping their views about the employment, get them to understand the job cycle and the job position creation cycle and the job search cycle, so they know really where their efforts are fitting. Are they hitting a wall? Are they progressing, etc.? They have a good assessment.
It's a very challenging, it's very daunting for immigrants to get a job that meets their skill set. And after I finished with my master's program at the University of Ottawa, I was searching and searching, applying online. I attended networking events. I registered with several recruiting agencies within Ottawa, and it wasn't that much successful, but then you just have to keep going and stay focused on the dream. Eventually, I met with Southern, and when she told me about this program, I jumped on it. I signed up for it. I worked with her during that 2018 cohort. And during the program, my first job, full-time job in Canada, came through that program. It was actually with FDM Group, which I heard about during the program. I went online and applied to FDM. I got an invite for the interview, and based on the lessons that I learned during the ANCWT program, I believe it was very, very helpful, because the interview process was very rigorous, but I came out successful.
I joined ANCWT because I've been actively searching since I arrived to Canada, and I've found it a bit difficult and challenging. I feel that with my experience, I have a lot of experience, and I felt like I was not being successful in my job search. So when I saw the announcement to join this program, I was very excited, and I'm very grateful to be part of this program.
Being working with some of the Canada communities, I've noticed that women in STEM initiatives are very, very important, both in terms of integration generally, but in terms of opportunity and in terms of talent, bringing talent to the community, to Canada, and just to help the university very, very generally being more involved with the community.
Luckily, I met Professor Sausan like a year after I immigrated, and she introduced me to the ANCWT program. It was maybe her first program, so it was a little bit maybe didn't have the enough support that like you have for now. So I mean, you might be little bit more luckier than me, but even though I was able to get a job after I just attended that program. The program is was very helpful to me.
I'm very pleased to mention that in this program, which lasted only 6 weeks, we had 24 different speakers. A few of them, we needed to fly them from Toronto to Ottawa to come, and they covered few colleagues are from within the University of Ottawa Career Development Center, dedicated 3 officers, so interview skills, resume writing, and the employer relation manager will be with us again today, Chelsea Paradis. She was working very closely to introduce the market overview to the ladies, and she was with me with the opening of Kanata North University of Ottawa in Kanata a couple of days ago. As well, we had officer from the Human Rights Department at the University of Ottawa, and we had colleagues from non-for-profit organization in Ottawa, World Schools. They are very well-known non-for-profit sourcing agency. She was with us like 2 times, Magdalena Coleman. And of course, the other speakers that I mentioned that are related to the professional engineers of Ontario licensing. So different aspect, 24 speakers for 15 students only.